Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I shall be attempting to take this Ford Mustang from shabby to shiny. This one a child has been playing with and lovingly restored it in their own way. Appears they've used Mama's nail varnish and they've painted it white again, but felt that it needed a red stripe, and I was in two minds. Do I replicate the red stripe? Do I do away with it and put it back to original? Do I go with a full custom? But hopefully you'll like the way this one turned out. I think it's adorable, and yeah, I think it's perfect, to be honest. I've done a little bit of light restoration plus maybe a tiny bit of custom in there as well, but ultimately I think this one is perfect. It's beautiful and it could be yours for 2,000 likes. But anyway, we'll just drill down the centre of the post. There is just one on this car, and yeah, we'll remove the flange and tap that hole. Please do remember to lubricate the end of your piece. But here is the Mustang, and I'm driving it around. Of course, this one has the active steering. I don't know how well this really goes, but yeah, there we go. Hours of fun by a child all those years ago, I'm sure. But yeah, thankfully the window section is in good condition. Got a bit of overpaint, but we'll remove that. And like I say, there is a red stripe painted on here. And I don't know whether it was necessarily meant to be put in the centre or off to one side. But actually looking at it, I think there's another stripe underneath, a thinner stripe. And I would say it's certainly off to one side. I think that was the child's intention always. But yeah, taking it apart, the base here with the steering, the wheels in good condition, the tyres in good condition, and to be honest, the base was not too bad. So actually I took the decision to just clean this up very lightly and leave the base and wheels and tyres original. But it does read underneath here, made in England by Lesney, Matchbox Mustang number 8. Yeah, the interior there with the tow hook still intact, and it's on one of those rare occasions that with a restoration plus or light custom I've kept it in the final result. But yeah, you got a little bit of overpaint on that glass. We'll take that off shortly. But let's get the body here, and noticing actually there was some chrome detail, I think, around the front. A little bit of black in that front grille, a little bit of red in those tail lights. So having these extra ideas. But first of all, of course, we need to remove all this old paint. So into the footlong she goes, covered in boiling water, and in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. And my tablespoon was a little bit gunked up, so I didn't feel like I got a full tablespoon worth, so I'm going to go with another. And then yeah, you can see my tablespoon there, a right old mess. I'll leave it in the jar here, and perhaps that will clean it off somewhat. Now I think you can see in that water there's a lot of paint already floating around. That paint is starting to lift. There we go, look. over the back of that car. Almost gone. This one's going to be a quick one, but for now we'll just keep it there so all these harmless or harmful gases can go straight out the window. And we'll clean the interior and glass. And I'm not going to do anything further on the interior. I think that's perfect as it is. But for the window section here, I use this Green Stuff World, this paint remover. It's great to remove paint, but also it's very, what's the word? When I use some other paint removers, I use another brand which I think is perfect. It's called Brush Magic. But if you put it on these window sections and plastics, it just burns through, it melts it. The Green Stuff World stuff is very light, I guess, and not so strong that it burns through this. So I feel safe whilst using a earbud or Q-tip just to take that paint off. And it takes a long time, to be fair, but you can see it coming off slowly but surely. And I probably spent about 15 minutes getting this paint off, but eventually, and then giving it a rinse under the tap, all of that paint is removed. But we do need to polish it up now, so I've got this plastic polish. And with my tack life, which, unbeknownst to me, was coming towards the end of its life. That's 2 tack lives I've now gone through. I think it's the batteries that are dying. I do have another replacement battery. I just need to get around to soldering it on. But yeah, there's the first pass. And it looks good. But yeah, after probably 5 or 10 minutes, going over this a couple of times, I think you'll agree that window section, we've saved that. And onto the main casting here. It's probably only been 10 minutes max. And I think we have 100% paint removal today. Thumbs up from me. But yeah, this was actually the last time I got to use this tack knife. I just about finished the whole body on this one, and it just, I don't know, started to die out on me. But there's a little sample of the roof section, and I'll make it like that all over. But we use the Tamiya Fine Surface Primer in white. We will be painting this car white again, and we will be putting back that child's imagination of that red stripe. But yeah, we'll start off with the white base coat. Quite a decent coat here. Yeah, it almost looks like it's finished, but of course that'll dry off in a satin white, and then we'll head it up with some actual Vallejo premium range, just in the standard white, a solid white. And what I hadn't actually noticed was that I turned off my compressor, so the paint was coming out at a very, very low velocity, and eventually I figured it out. But yeah, here's just a little sample. But of course I cover the whole cast in white. Before eventually bringing out the bright red, taping off to one side in a straight line for this racing stripe. Like I say, just as a reimagining of this child from who knows whether it's 5 years ago or 25 years ago or even longer. I think this casting would be almost 50 years old. But there we are. There's the first coat, and I'll run up another coat as well. So anyway, it's the following day. A little reminder of the window section here, nice and shiny. That interior, good as new. And like I say, I kept the original base with those wheels intact. Just a hint of originality. But yeah, the white here is now with a gloss coat with that red. Just perfect. But I'll add a few more details. And as a little reminder of what she looked like. So this is the result. So of course it's all back together. And in that front end, I think it's beautiful. A lot of chrome in those headlights and grille and bumper. A little bit of black as well in that grille. Coming around the side. Yeah, so you got the original wheels there. And then just a little bit of chrome on that door handle. Coming around the back, of course, the tow hook is still present. But we do now have some chrome in that rear bumper. In the rear emblem there. And of course the red in the tail lights. But, you know, seeing that racing stripe. That little boy or girl from all those years ago. Perhaps this is what they were really aiming for, but hey, I hope they like it. And remember, with 2,000 likes, this one, it could be yours. Imagine if this was yours. Anyway, thanks again to my patrons. Cheers, guys. And thanks you for watching. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you will stick around for the next one.